Good morning children, I hope class 9 children are watching this video and I hope you must be keeping well. As we have been doing linear equations in two variables and last day we had seen exercise 4.3, already 3 questions were done and it was told to practice in graph sheet. I hope you must have started. Those who have not started, again I am repeating, in graph sheet in proper way you need to practice so that you will be able to solve questions and clear concept you will be having of graph. So let's start. Few questions were left in exercise 4.3, question number 6 to 8. So let's see quickly. Here we have question number 6. If the work done by a body on application of a constant force is directly proportional to the distance traveled by the body, express this in the form of equation in two variables and draw the graph of the same by taking the constant force at 5 units. Also read from the graph the work done when the distance traveled by the body is 2 units and 0 units. Here you see, if the work done by a body on application of a constant force is directly proportional to the distance traveled. So as you have learned, work done is equal to force, applied force into distance traveled. Or you can write W is equal to F into S. Here what has been given, if the work done by a body on application of a constant force is directly proportional to the distance traveled. Force is directly proportional to the distance. A work done is directly proportional to the distance traveled. Now, constant force is being applied and here it has been given. Draw the graph the same by taking the constant force as 5 units. F has been given 5 units. So here you will write, suppose distance traveled is equal to x unit and work done is equal to y unit. Now, since f is equal to 5 unit and therefore work done y is equal to f into s. W is equal to f into s. So f is what? 5 into s is distance traveled is what? X. So y is equal to 5x, or you can write 5x minus y is equal to 0, and this is your given, this is your required equation has been found. Now what we need to do, also read from the graph the work. What you need to do here, you see, express this in the form of an equation. So this has been formed. Equation we have got in two variables and draw the graph of the same. Graph is required to be plotted. Here you see 5x minus y is equal to 0 you have, and graph is required to be plotted. 5x minus y is equal to 0. So if you remember yesterday as we had done, in the same way it is required to be done. Here you see minus y is equal to minus 5x can be written and y will be what? Y will be 5x. In this case, if x is equal to 0, y will be 5 into 0. Here you see 5 into 0 is equal to 0. It means a table is required to be made like this and at least 3 values are required. x we have assumed 0. In this case, y is also 0. Then if x is equal to 1, y will be what? 5 into 1, it means 5. So this is 5. And if x is equal to minus 1, then y will be 5 into minus 1, it means minus 5. This is minus 1, this is minus 5. So three coordinates we have got of x and y, 0, 0, 1, 5 and minus 1, minus 5. This is required to be plotted. Here you see, as yesterday it was told, x-axis and y-axis is required to be formed. Suppose this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. Now, suppose this you write down x dash, y dash. This is your origin. You can name it O, where numbers start with 0. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. Positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6 and so on. Now our table is, here you see how is our table, what values we have, x and y. We have 0, 0, 1, 5 and minus 1, minus 2. Just you see, 0, 0, this is your point, 1, 5, x is 1, means here y is 5, we will see in y axis 5, so this is meeting over here, so this will be your point. And then you have minus 1, minus 5, x is minus 1 and y is minus 5, over here it is. Now these coordinates we need to write down, minus 1, minus 5, this is 0, 0 and this is 1, 5. And this is required to be join these points with the help of ruler, as yesterday also it was told. This is required to be joined by the use of ruler in proper way. Straight line you will get. So this is your equation, y minus, your equation was 5x minus y, 5x minus y is equal to 0. This is your equation and this is your graph. This has been plotted. Here you see, this part has been done. Now, also read from the graph the work done when the distance travelled by the body is 2 units. When your distance travelled is 2 units, so here you have 5x minus y is equal to 0, y is equal to 5x, and when distance travelled will be 2 units, in that case 5 into 2, it means 10 units, your y will be 10 units, and when your distance travelled is 0 units, in that case your y will be equal to 5 into 0, it means 0 unit, and this will be your answers. And in this way your graph is required to be plotted. Next question we will see. Here you have Yamini and Fatima, 2 students of class 9 of the school, together contributed 100 rupees toward the Prime Minister's Relief Fund to help the earthquake victims. Write a linear equation which satisfies this data. You may take their contribution as ₹X and ₹Y. Draw the graph of the same. So easy it is. Yamini and Fatima, two students of class 9 of a school, together contributed ₹100. So suppose contribution at X and Y we need to assume. Yamini's contribution is equal to X rupees and Fatima's contribution is equal to Y rupees. Both of them have contributed, so your equation will be X plus Y is equal to 100. This will be your equation. X plus Y is equal to 100, or you can write X plus Y minus 100 is equal to 0. This is your equation. Now, draw the graph of the same. You need to draw a graph of this. So you find out first X and Y. So suppose X plus Y is equal to 100 you have. Y will be what? 100 minus X. And if X is equal to, just you see, any values can be taken. X is equal to 0, Y will be 100 minus 0, it means 100. If X is equal to, suppose 50, Y will be 100 minus 50, it means 50. If X is equal to 60, Y will be 100 minus 60, it means 40. So your table you have got, your coordinates you will be having 0, 100, 50, 50 and 60, 40. So here you see table X and Y, and coordinates will be, coordinates we have 0 and 100, 0, 100, 50, 50, 60 and 40. Now plot the graph, and for that what we need? We need x-axis and y-axis is required to be plotted in this way. Here you see. Now this is again, you can write X, this is X dash, Y and Y dash. This is 1, 2, or because number is bigger, so it is better you assume 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and so on. And then in Y you will be having 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. Up to here it will be. Now minus 10, minus 20, minus 30 and so on. Minus negative numbers you don't have. Here you see 0 and 100. X you have 0 and Y is 100. So this point you will be having 50 and 50. This X is 50 and Y is 50. And then you have 60, 40. This 60 and you will be having this 40. Now these dots are required to be joined by the help of ruler improper way, in this way. And your coordinates are 60, 40, this is 50, 50, and this is 0 and 100. And your equation is x plus y is equal to 100. So in this way, graph is required to be plotted. So your question was to find out first of all equation and draw the graph of the same graph you have plotted. Next question we will see. In countries like USA and Canada, the temperature is measured in Fahrenheit, whereas in countries like India, it is measured in Celsius. Here is a linear equation that converts Fahrenheit to Celsius, that is F is equal to 9/5C plus 32. Draw the graph of the linear equation above using Celsius for x-axis and Fahrenheit for y-axis. So here you see how we will do. If suppose we have f is equal to 9/5 C plus 32, this equation has been given. Draw the graph the linear equation above using Celsius for x-axis, suppose, or just you write down x-axis and y-axis, it has been given. Celsius for x-axis and Fahrenheit for y-axis, or just you can assume also we will write, suppose or no need to write, just to plot the graph by finding out C and F. So here you see, first we will simplify that. F is equal to we will have LCM 5 and this will be 9C plus 5 2 ja 10, 5 3 ja 15 and 1 16. This will be 5F minus 9C, or simply we can write 5F is equal to 9C plus 160, or F is equal to 9C plus 160 by 5. Now we need to find out F and C. So suppose if C is equal to, because we need to plot the graph, suppose C is equal to 0. In this case, F will be equal to 9 into 0 plus 160 by 5, and this will be 160 by 5, and this you will get 5 3 ja 15, 5 2 ja 10 is equal to 32. F you got 32. So this box is required to be prepared. F and C you have. So when C and F, when C we have 0, in this case F you have 32. Now any other value you put? Suppose if we are putting x or we will write C. C is equal to 5. In this case, F will be equal to 9 into 5 plus 160 by 5, and this will be 45 plus 160 by 5. So you will get 205 by 5, or this you will get 41. So F you have got 41. So when C is equal to 5, your F is equal to 41. Then if C is equal to, you have F will be 9C, here is F is equal to 9C plus 160 by 5, and that is equal to, here you have 9C plus 160 by 5. Here suppose if C is equal to 10, in this case that F will be equal to 9 into 10 plus 160 by 5, it means 90 plus 160 by 5, it means 250 by 5, and this will be 50. So finally you have got coordinates here 10 and 50. Here you have got 10 and 50. So 0, 32, 5, 41 and 10, 50 you have got coordinates. Here you see, when x in place of x, suppose C we have and F we have. C and F we have. So if C is equal to 0, then we have F is equal to 32. When C is equal to 5, we have 41, and when 10, then we have 50. Now graph is required to be plotted. Here you see, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and here you have numbers 0, 32, 5, 41, 10, 50. So suppose we will assume this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and so on. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and so on. This is minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, minus 10, minus 20, minus 30. First coordinate we have 0 and 32. 0 and y is 32. So somewhere here it will be. Then you have 5 and 41. So x is 5. So in between 0 and 10, 5 and 41. 41 will be here somewhere. Just after 40. Then 10 and 50. 10 and 50 will be here. So this is 10 and 50. This is 5 and 41, and this is 0 and 30. Now this is required to be joined. Here you see, in proper way, ruler is required to be used to join this. This equation is, you have F is equal to 9C plus 160 by 5. This is your equation, or in book what equation has been written, that we can write. So in this way graph is required to be plotted. So your equation was F is equal to 9 by 5C plus 32, and for this graph you have plotted. Next question we will see. We have, if the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? So easy it is. Just what you need to do, you need to put the value over here, and you need to find out Fahrenheit. Just to see, F is equal to 9 by 5 into 30 plus 32. So this will be what? 5 6 30, and 9 6 54 plus 32, it means 86. So 86 degree Fahrenheit. If the temperature is 95 degree Fahrenheit, what is the temperature in Celsius? Just you need to put the value. Here you write 95, and that is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32, and simplify this, you will get the answer. Then you have, if the temperature is 0 degree Celsius, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? And if the temperature is 0 degree Fahrenheit, what is the temperature in Celsius? Just show whatever has been given. Suppose 0 degree Celsius is there. So here you write Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 into 0 plus 32. What you will get? Only 32. This will become 0. So Fahrenheit will be 32. When Fahrenheit will be 0, in this case 0 is equal to 9 by 5C plus 32. This you simplify, you will get C. This you are simplifying, you will get C for this question. Is there a temperature which is numerically the same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius? It is find out. So if C and F, if we need to find out if any temperature is there, that is equal when C and F is there a temperature which is numerically the same in both Fahrenheit as well as in Celsius. This you try to find out. In this formula only you put and try to get that number. I hope you will be able to do. So in this way we have completed this exercise, and next day we will see equations of lines parallel to the x-axis and y-axis. So till then, thank you.